So I spent summer 2020 working in Alamogordo, New Mexico at the 12th Judicial District's Public Defender's Office for the state of New Mexico. This is roughly 80 miles north of the U.S.-Mexico border. And I actually remember there was signs on every single one of our doors, and it says, so you want to be a public defender, don't do it for money. There isn't enough. Don't do it for wins. They come rarely, but do it for the love of justice. So for me, working in public interest law is an easy decision. So I knew that I wanted to help my community and make an impact. So without a PILA grant, I would not have been able to have this opportunity. I used that grant to pay for childcare, and with the remaining, I used to pay for, I actually lived in a converted shed on the border. Day to day was really, a lot of it was shadowing attorneys. I have an opportunity to go to motion hearings. I sat in on 6 trials. And then also having, the substantive assignments. I was able to work on 9 motions, I believe, and then 2 appeals. Being with people who engage with their clients with compassion and empathy and go into courtroom with passion, I think that was, just as much, if not more important. I got to work with these people who every day went into court where things were stacked against them. And they fought for their clients regardless of guilt, innocence, regardless of socioeconomic status, race. It was for justice, and they came in there and represented their client. A couple weeks before I was leaving, I was given an assignment. It was a suppression motion. It was a 60-year-old woman, a grandmother who had some, previous involvement in the criminal justice system, but hadn't had some in a while, and really her freedom was on the line. And I wrote the motion for the attorney, and he submitted it a couple days before I left. And a couple weeks after I came back to law school from the internship, he sent me an email. And I'm going to read it. It says, "Bill, your work was instrumental in achieving justice for our client. The motion we worked on for Miss Client was granted by the court. As a result, the state has dismissed all charges." It's crazy to think about as you're going to law school and in your legal writing course that, you think you're just, regurgitating information, but to use the power of that to have the impact that I know that because of the work that I've done and the PILA grant that I received, this woman's not going to go to prison. And that's a direct result.